Hey guys, this is Omar from VaderSolutions, and I'm going to show you guys how to install this new unit from MHD. It's the ethanol content sensor FlexFuel module. Super easy, anybody could do it, and let's get to it. Alright guys, so this is the MHD FlexFuel unit. I'm going to go ahead and just unbox it and show you guys what's in the box. So right away, you got the security tape. Let's just cut that out. There you go. And that's gone. So here is the unit itself, the module. It's going to make a mess, but that doesn't matter. I'll put that aside for now. So right away you can see just the overall quality of it. It's pretty nice. And yep, it's already mostly assembled. And here you have it. Here's the kit. This is basically already assembled. What you're going to have to do here is just unravel these ties here. And then these will just run along the back seat, which I'll show you in a sec. And these guys connect to the EKP. This stays connected here, and then you just tuck this behind the back seat. Pretty simple kit. Let's get to it. First things first, safety glasses. Comes in the box. And let's start by taking off the back seat. Not completely apart, but we're just going to take apart the side bolster here and the bottom portion. Really easy. So just take your hand and take it, put it in the back of the side bolster and just pull it as hard as you can. It's already removed, so that's all you need to do. And it pull up, and then it comes off. So let's put this on top of the car for now. So this way we have access to the EKP module here. So like I said, this unit comes with the EKP connector. So that's where these guys go. And we'll take care of that later. Let's just remove the bottom of the back seat first. So I have not removed this yet. So you got to see firsthand what it takes to remove the back seat. Pretty simple. All you need to do is put your fingers underneath the seat and just pull up. And then same here. And it's pretty much out. So if you have an F-Series and you run into this, I have heated back seats. So some of you guys may have this, some of you guys may not. Just disconnect the connector from here, and there's another one there. You could probably just use your nails or your finger. So you pull down the tab and pull out just like that. Very simple. All right, now that the back seat is off, let's go ahead and disconnect the EKP. So the goal here is to disconnect the EKP, start the car, let it idle, and wait a couple seconds, maybe a minute, and the car will just shut off on its own. And that's a sign for you to start the process of the MHD ECA module. So let's disconnect it, let the car sit and idle and die on its own, and we can get started. All right, now that the car died out, let's go ahead and remove the insulation here, or just move it out the way so we have access to the 5 nuts here on the top hat. So these are the 5 nuts that I'm talking about. Let's just go ahead, get a size 10 millimeter socket, remove them. It just comes right off. So let's set that aside. Push the tab in on the electrical connector for the top hat and then pull out. You shouldn't fight it. There should be no resistance. So push the tab in and pull right out. So now that the car has died, there's no fuel in the fuel line. Let's go ahead and pry this clip out this way. And it's just going to stick out maybe a couple millimeters. And then there's another white button here. You push down on the line, push that button in, and pull up, and it comes right out. Some fuel may come out, so if it does, I would just take a rag, and just soak and absorb everything out, and just clean what you can with it. So now that that's off, we could go ahead and install the ECA sensor. So you're gonna have to unravel the harness itself and put that aside. So now there's two plugs on this connector, the female connector that I already removed. All you need to do is just pull it out. And there's a cap here. All you need to do is just pull it right out, and then it's ready for install. So you have to make sure that the white part of the sensor faces up. And this main part of the sensor faces down. This way fits under the car itself, in between the top hat here. So best way to do it, move the line out the way, put that sensor in a little bit, and at the same time connect the female portion into the top hat where the previous line was placed, and push in, and you're done there. Now the OEM line connects to the new line made by MHD. Connect that in, let it click, and now push that white tab back into place. Now that's done, and let's just swing it down so it's out the way. Now that the harness is unraveled, so now that you cut the grommet and ran the connector through, just like this, just pull it back, pull out. Make sure there's no kinks or anything. It's all straight, and you have enough to go through the back seat and everything. So that's pretty much it for this portion of the install. Let's go ahead and put the original connector back onto the top hat. So now that the connector's on, before you put this back on, let's go ahead and connect the EKP. The same connector that we disconnected earlier to start the car and let it die. So we're going to do the opposite of that now. We're going to connect this, start the car, let the fuel pump prime, just to check for any leaks or anything. If there's any leaks, we just go through the process again, ensure everything's fine, and then put it back together. But we're pretty sure this is good to go. So let's start the car, see if there's any leaks, and we'll go from there. So now that we started the car, ensured there was no leaks, we could continue with the install. First things first, let's put this top hat back on. So now that the top hat is on here, please make sure that the arrow faces forward towards the front of the car. This way everything is lined. It's like a specific bolt pattern. So just grab those nuts that you took out. Let's start them by hand. You don't have to kill these guys. They're only plastic. So that's done. Let's go ahead, get this wire out the way so we can put the insulation back on. So there's many different ways you could run it up there, but it's just simple just to pull the seatbelt out like that, running behind this way, and leave it here. So we're still going to continue with it. So take the aftermarket connector, plug it into the EKP where the original connector was, like so. Now the original connector that went into the EKP goes into the MHD connector. Very simple. And that's done there. All we have left now is the MHD module. So back to this harness, you take this connector and plug it into this one here, and you're pretty much done with the install. So now that we have this connector zip tied onto the EKP, let's put everything back together and you're done with the install. All you would have to do is go back to the MHD app itself, reflash your current tune, but before that you select in the flash options the ECA sensor, the ECA option itself. And once that's checked, go ahead, flash it, and you're good to go.